All right, there we go.
All right, welcome back, guys. I'm fresh off a vacation in New York, and I promise I didn't bring anything back, but I do have a colleague with me, Michelle. She came
Hey.
in, popped in. Just as you guys know, she just became debt free not too long ago, and she's going to share her story with us, her journey, what she did, how did she do it, even a little bit about her incomes, because she's more than a jack of all trades from what I've seen. But before we dive in, I definitely want to appreciate and tell you guys how much I appreciate all you guys that's in the group, nearly 13 plus 100 of you now, asking questions, coming for the information, diving deep, seek the inspiration, get the tools you need, get the information you need, and then go act on it in your own way as you try to build your wealth. If you're watching this on YouTube, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with a friend that might be on their journey or thinking about their journey. You'll actually be surprised how well or how information can connect with somebody just by hearing somebody else's story. But definitely didn't want to take up too much time, but wanted to jump right in. Michelle, I know you paid off a good lump sum of debt. How much debt did you pay off? What kind of debt was it? How long did it take you? Oh, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. No one can hear. I'm sorry. Can she hear? Can you hear? She can't hear. I know I can't hear. I know. Guys, shout out if you can hear. We're gonna work on this sound quality right quick. We were just chatting it up. Try now. You hear it? Still can't hear it? Really? So we're gonna go out and we're gonna try this again.
All right, can you hear me now?
Second time's the charm.
Yay.
All right.
Okay, good.
So appreciate that. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys heard me, but if you didn't, real quick, like on the YouTube channel, subscribe if you haven't already. Michelle's gonna share her journey with us. But as you guys know, first few things I wanted to dive in, Michelle. How much debt did you pay off? How long did it take you? What kind of debt was it?
All right, so hi guys. Hopefully you can hear me now better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm 28 years old, so I paid off well over $17,000 of debt this year. I believe it was in May.
Okay.
And it was a combination of a car loan, credit card, student loans, and personal loans. So those were all the debts that I had, and I was able to clear it off this year. It took about 5 years for me to clear it off. 5 years ago, I started off with student loans and a couple of credit cards.
Okay.
And I kind of stopped a little bit. And then this year I was very aggressive with paying my car. It was back to back. It was like our credit cards, everything else after that. So yeah.
So what turned your game on this year? That really, I mean, it's been a long time coming, but you said you really put the pedal to the metal this year. So what really turned it up?
Yeah, so that's a good question. What really turned it up for me was I was just really sick and tired of having most of my income that I worked so hard to get going to debt. That was like my thing. I wasn't really good with money. And one of my main focuses this year not only was surrendering my full life to God, but to really be a good steward of my money. And I started off with tithing first, and I started doing that. And once I started to prove to myself that I can be good with money, I started to create a very strict budget around off my debt. So I think it was kind of like I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired of being bad with money, and wanted to prove to myself that I can be a good steward of my money. I could pay off my debt and be debt free. And this year my slogan and my focus was Freedom 2020. That's what it was. Freedom from my job and freedom for anything that I didn't own and that was holding me back. And one of them was debt. So it was just a big goal that I had for this year.
No, that's interesting. It's funny how that all works together because your debt kind of works with the fact that you might need the job because of the debt
Right.
fee. You eliminate the debt, you don't need the job as much as you used to
Yeah.
anymore. So, no, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, you said you kind of wanted to make sure you were good with money.
Mm.
What thing did you that kind of triggered you? Because I know how you the language you use. It sounds like it can become some like a rat in a wheel type thing. Like you're doing the same thing
Mhm.
over and over. Like, what was the thing that you was like, I'm really not getting anywhere? So
Oh,
uh, that
yeah.
kind of turns it on.
Yeah. So the first thing is the biggest thing for me. It was like, man, I need to make more money. That was like something that I always tell myself is like, I got to make more money because for some reason I'm always a little bit late on my bills, or I just don't have any money at the end of the month to do the things that I want to do, like travel and buy nice things or take my family out to eat. So then I finally started making more money, and I was still in the same situation. I started to realize that I started to become obsessed with making more money, making more money. And then I realized, I'm like, man, if I just lower my expenses and pay off my debt, I will have a shit ton of money.
Right.
And that's really where it came from. It was like I stopped obsessing over making more money and just focus on paying off my debt and lowering my expenses. So I got super tired of seeing my bank account at negative. I got super tired of having like $20 to my name before rent came around. I got super tired of like having a nice bank account and then 95% of it was going to go to rent on the first, and then I have to
Right.
again to get paid. I was just sick and tired of like living paycheck to paycheck and constantly thinking about money. I was always constantly thinking about money, trying to figure out ways to make it, and I just felt like there was so much more to life than just thinking about how much money you can make.
Mhm.
I wanted to think more about how much money I can give. What place can I travel to, where can I live, and
Right.
not have money dictate and tell me what to do. I wanted to be the person to tell my money what to do.
No, it's so empowering. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's a lot of people don't know going through those same track every first of the month. Pay the rent, pay the cell
Yeah,
phone bill, pay the car note or whatever. You've been doing this, and before
tired.
you know it, you 20 years down the road, 50 years older, you still paying the
Oh,
same car.
God.
You like, well, oh, you're always going to have that. I was like, well, yeah, it's hard to see other pieces of life when you're doing the same thing all the time. But
Right.
so good. I'm glad you mentioned that for you. So 5 years, how did it kind of did it was it more of a start and stop? I know you said you took some breaks there. What was the thing that kind of I mean, you still stayed with it. So what was the thing that kind of kept you going? What kind of challenges did you have during that time?
During the 5 years, the challenge that I had was not making enough money,
Okay.
and also just really bad with money. I mean, I was just like when money came, it was gone. I really didn't have like a budget. I didn't have like a framework on how
Okay.
money. So that was one of my biggest challenges. Is just that I just was not a good steward of my money. I wasn't disciplined when it came to money because I didn't really have a lot of good examples around me.
Right.
A lot of people around me were just spending their money on luxury items and like luxury things, and so that was the influence that I had. So anytime I had extra money, it went towards buying a new Gucci belt or like Louis Vuitton bag and all these different things. And then when I really focused on it this year and I started to like lower my expenses and get rid of all the things that I didn't need, I
Right.
started all these name brand clothes, and I'm like, what was I thinking? I could have. And I realized that a lot of people, buy these things to prove themselves to other people that they make.
Right.
But now it's like I've proven to myself that I have money by being able to travel to different parts of the world, literally leave everything behind and book one-way tickets to wherever I want to go to. And I don't need to buy nothing luxurious to be able to
Right.
prove. All I did to prove that was to get debt free, have money in the bank, and live below my means, and then do the things that I've always wanted to do.
No, that's it's not a complex thing as you
Yeah.
described it, but you do hit on something that I do think a lot of people, whether you're trying to get out of debt or not, do need to focus on. We do need to focus on our income, and I know that's a little bit different about your journey because you're a big. I know in our offline conversations, you're a big proponent of multiple streams of income. You're a big proponent of really maximizing your skill set and leveraging business opportunities to grow. So what are some of the ways you actually leveraged your income during this time to kind of get things going for yourself?
No, that's a great question. So, my first introduction to entrepreneurship and developing multiple streams of income was through the network marketing industry. I've been growing network marketing since I was 17 years old, so more than 10 years now. And that was my first introduction. I built a very successful network marketing business, millions of dollars every single year, hundreds, thousands of people in my network all over the world. And then obviously I had my job and I had other things going on to the side. But during COVID, I got furloughed from my job. I was working in the diamond industry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of a shocker for me because I wasn't expecting that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I had my network marketing business, I had another online business, and then I had my job. Mm-hmm. So when I got furloughed, I was like, oh, snap. This is but, I'm a very entrepreneurial savvy person. So
yeah.
That I focused is while I was quarantined here in Jersey, I started to focus on how I was going to replace my job income with developing other streams of income online. Yeah. So I started to focus on like my talents and my gifts. One of them is fitness. I lost 80 pounds in over a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. So I developed a fitness corporation where I have multiple clients that I train online, and I charge everybody a set price based on what their program is. I developed another online business. I started my YouTube channel, and I was able to get some paid sponsorships through that. Nice. And I started my company called AuthentiK, which is for women and men who are in the network marketing industry who want to learn how to grow their businesses using the automation method and transition from offline methods to strictly online methods. And that launched about 3 weeks ago. So that has been able to give me the freedom to do what it is that I want to do. When my job opened back up, after kind of quarantine wrapped up, I was able to tell them, oh, no, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, y'all good. Like
that income while quarantined with my businesses.
Right.
Even when people offer me certain things, I'm able to say yes or I'm able to say no, because for me, time is everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have not only money freedom, which I have, but I wanted to have time freedom as well. And the time to be able to do the things that I want to do. So all my companies are online, which means that as I have Wi-Fi, I can be anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
And have to be tied down to a location, which was one of my biggest dreams. So yeah, currently I have 7 streams of income, working on another 3. And my goal is that by the time that I'm 30 is I'm 28 now. By the time that I'm 30, 5 companies running multiple 6 figures every single month and help other people do the same thing.
And it's really empowering, because one of the things that entrepreneurs oftentimes fail at is the financial.
Yeah.
Like entrepreneurs by nature are good with building and making a lucrative business. They're not always the best at the operations of the business. So the fact that you not only took your skills, you translated that in the marketplace, you actually gave yourself more power in the situation. And that's the thing that I saw a lot of over the last few months. People got scared by the online or going to online, or how things were changing online. And then there was another group of people who, hey, this is how business is going to do.
Yep.
This is where we have to do business now. Because the fact is, whether we like it or not, the online business platform is going to be the standard of doing a lot of business transactions. Right. And going forward, even if we have a vaccine, and even if everything gets cleared to be like, hey, things are just like it was in 2019. Yeah, but you'd already messed up people's minds. So there's a lot of people that won't go back, and they'll only do business a certain way based off how we did things in quarantine. But then you take that aside and realize how efficient business can be just by utilizing, like you just said, you can pack up your business. Myself, got a couple laptops, I can go do my business wherever I need to go and still service people. And it wasn't until quarantine that, like you said, you're servicing people on their weight loss journey online. That would have been unheard of 6 months ago. No, I have to have the person right here with me with the motivation. No, the motivation still comes through the screen.
Yeah.
They're walking you through. The skills are there, but that cuts down on travel, that cuts down on gym rental, that cuts down on a lot of things, and it makes your business model efficient.
Right.
Then on top of that, again, you're an entrepreneur. Anybody who's an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is like investments. Investments, buying real estate, entrepreneurship, they all have risk. The entrepreneur is probably one of the worst ones out there out of the three. But being an entrepreneur, a lot of risk comes in, like you just stated, what happens if there's a shift in the business? What does that look like for myself? So by opening yourself up, you got rid of the debt, you really create a platform to where you could take potentially, I mean, I haven't seen the numbers, but I'm just gleaning from the scenario, you can take a pretty large hit. And in entrepreneurship, it's all about survival. Right. Everybody's going to take a hit, but everybody can't withstand a hit. And whoever is the last man standing wins. So by doing that, you leverage yourself into a place of strength to actually run your business. And, it's tough running a business. It's really tough. But knowing that, hey, I can take a huge hit in my business allows me to be creative with the ideas that I'm going to do to try to prosper it and put you in a way different space than a lot of other people who are lack of a better term, they're over borrowed or they're running too tight on their margins to kind of invest in the creativity. Right. So that's totally phenomenal. Yeah. Now, you just ran off about 10 streams of income. So what have you learned about the multiple streams? I mean, I have my ideas, but I always like other people to share, to give perspective about why one is not enough. What are your thoughts of why one income isn't going to get you? One may satisfy a problem, but it's not going to satisfy the goal or dream that you're trying to meet. So what are your thoughts on the whole one income, or if you want to take it from why you do multiple streams of income? It's not, I mean, some of these businesses, I'm pretty sure you're doing business you like, but there's a reason why you do multiple streams of income.
Oh yeah. I think if you look at my story, I think I started to realize one stream of income is not enough, because one of my biggest things is peace of mind. And for me is that if I don't have peace in my mind, everything around me is going to fall apart. And I witnessed that in my own life when I was living just solely off of my network marketing business. That was my only income. And there was a point where it started to fall apart and it kind of went backwards and my income went backwards. And I was living in my own spot. I had a car, I had all these different things going on for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen? So that's when I really started to realize I need multiple streams of income. And in case something happens to one of them, I have other things to fall back on. And there's this really great saying that says, I'd rather have 100% of 99 people or 99 networks or 99 streams than 100% of one thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of people always say the term, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I truly believe that. I always tell people that everybody here has multiple talents. It's just about understanding how to monetize it and create service to the world. If you constantly think about yourself and I need to make money, I changed my mindset to, okay, I have a lot of talents. How can I to use these talents to create a service to the world? And God is going to pay me for that. I'm going to be able to witness the prosperity of my finances because I'm literally serving people. So that's really where it came from, is that I wanted to have peace of mind and I wanted to be creative in multiple areas of my talents. But I also wanted to make sure that I also had a backup plan in case something, I lost a job or I lost something, I was able to still be okay and not have my lifestyle be changed because of my finances. I just wanted to be able, if one of my businesses fell apart, I can still travel the world. I can still take care of my family. I can still, live below my means and do the things that I've always wanted to do, instead of what a lot of people do is they have this lifestyle because of one job. Right. That one job, their whole lifestyle falls apart. I do not want to do that. I never wanted to live that life. So that's where my whole mindset on having at least 4 to 5 streams of income is very important.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because, like you said, your main job during this time was affected during COVID,
Yeah.
and that you're just like anybody else. I was out of work during COVID.
Oh,
Everybody's out. I had multiple ways of making income, and the thing that I think a lot of people kind of get caught up with is translating, like you said, your skills into making it monetized. You know what I mean? How can you make it? Everybody's not going to do a YouTube channel. I get it. Everybody's not going to be on Snap. Everybody's not going to go get a podcast. I get all that. But whether you like it or not, your skills are being paid for at your job currently. Your
yes.
skills are valuable. But the thing about your job is you don't know the true value of your skill because what you get paid, it's what's left over. So
Mm.
after they subtract your office space, the cost of having you there as an employee, then they give you the rest as a salary minus their profit that they making off of you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go take your skills and do it yourself, you
Yeah.
may find out you making 150, 200 just by doing it yourself. And you're like, well, I can get my own insurance. I can work from home. Like, this is how much I'm making. It's one of those things of, you're right. It's why a lot of people, you don't have all your money in one bank. It's great. It's good for that bank. But what if that bank has an issue? What if that bank gets
Mm.
bought out? What if that debit card has fraud? Now
Right.
all your money is wrapped up, and you stuck, not having a good time probably when you need it the most. So it's
Right.
important when you talk about the income piece that
Mm.
you're right. You have to know the value of your skills, and yeah, you have to work it and rework it in the marketplace. And I like the best thing that you were saying was the
Mm.
best businesses, no matter who you talk to, is people that take what you are already good at and
Mm.
go monetize it in a entrepreneur way, or maybe you're a contractor or what have you. And if it's something that you love, you're really gonna take off. But
Right.
then the other piece that I like was, like you said, some of that stuff come to you. So
Mm.
you mentioned it really quickly, but you went on YouTube, but you had a sponsorship.
Right.
You know what I mean? That ain't have nothing to do with why you went to YouTube,
Right.
but that's a part of, you know what I mean, the
Right.
accessories of that business. You're
Mm.
doing your core business, but there are accessory incomes that you can make when you do certain income through a certain fashion. I know that's kind of chunky, but it do make sense if you think about it. You always have your core business whenever you start, but then there are always ways. You go to the grocery store, you might want to go for meat, but you got to walk through produce. When
Mm.
you get ready to check out, you can buy a pack of gum, you can buy some candy. There's always going to be accessories to whatever you're trying to offer. And it just does it fit in what you're trying to offer. But
Mm.
there's always ways that you can make your core skill set 2 or 3 incomes into the same model.
Right. Right. You got
And
it.
we got to realize that. So impactful. So
Yeah.
what would you say is the hardest part of the getting out of debt, whether you're speaking from the intense time or just a long 5 year period?
I think the hardest part was living below my means and having most of my money going to, it was going to tithing, savings, debt, emergency fund, and expenses. Literally, that was it. Anything that
That's not sexy at all.
that's actually home a lot. Thank God, I paid off my debt during quarantine, so that
Right. So everybody had to be home at that point.
so yeah, even like a little bit after quarantine, I still had that habit of, I was just like being a hoarder of money, and it worked out because at the right time, all that money that I saved up. I recently just started dating my boyfriend Paul, and he is an adventure junkie, and we have been traveling so much, and it's been really fun because all our trips I've paid cash for,
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
so fun. I
You
went to
don't even think about it.
about it. I know, and it inspired him too. So it was really cool. I went to Denver for 2 weeks. I paid cash for that whole trip. We were just upstate for a week, paid cash for that. We just booked 2 different Airbnbs in San Diego for next week.
Nice.
For that, we're going to Montana in the beginning of December, paid cash for that ahead of time. And it was like, wow, at the right time, I was able to, all that money that I was hoarding, plus my expenses are gonna break in half because I'm moving to be with him next.
Nice.
So everything is
You
just
got to raise again.
right. So I feel like because I was so disciplined with my money,
Right.
sexy, I wasn't going out, I wasn't buying new things. I was literally being super strategic with how I budgeted my money. Now everything is beautiful and everything is sexy because we're staying Airbnbs. We're traveling to the best places. We're picking flights based on when we want to wake up, not because we have
Right.
or we have a meeting at that time.
Or you're just money conscious. Sometimes you realize, hey, I know I'm paying extra for this. I know I could save money, but I don't have to be that tight. I want to go at this time. I'm
Exactly.
okay. You know what I mean? It is what it
Yeah,
is.
that helps.
It's a difference.
Oh,
It's really different. But to your point, it's about like we're not getting out of debt. We're not building wealth to have the money. We're
yeah,
building it to have control of our lives. Like there's a point we all want to get out of our parents' house. The problem is we got out of our parents' house and we got into this world parent that
oh,
locks us down with these car notes and rents and said, hey, get this, sign up. And before you know it, they didn't stress so much. But at the same time, they now control. You got to go work a job that tells you, hey, you can only vacation this way this many times throughout the year. Well, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want a vacation when I want a vacation, and maybe I don't mind working a little bit more flexible. Maybe I don't want to work, or maybe I don't want to wear what you want me to wear and all those type of things, but I have to do that in order to pay for all this stuff I just signed up for.
there you
But
go.
if I reset my life,
All
I
right.
get out of debt, I get on a decent plan,
Mm,
you'll get more options than you can think of. And then when you got options, then it's a fact of, like you said, it's a different story.
yeah.
When a job call you back and say, hey, we coming in the office Monday. We?
Hell yeah.
Uh,
I was like, office who?
yeah,
I
yeah, that ain't working.
hell
That
no.
ain't working for me.
Mm.
Like I'm not trying to be there.
It's
So
more expensive for me to go back to work than
exactly. But in their mind, that it can't compute. I know when I told my boss one time, and hey, we could potentially let you go, or you could take a step down. And I was like, well, I got another option. Well, what's your other option? I was like, I could walk away. You can
yeah.
walk away. Well, yeah, I'll be okay. I mean, I got my master's, I got my years of experience.
Mm,
I'll be fine for 2-3 years. I know I'm gonna have another job in 2-3 years.
right.
Like I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
So it's not trying to make people egotistical because of money, but it's more to realize we operate in a money-driven economy.
Yeah.
Money drives a lot of different things. And if you get control of your money, it's not that you're a miser and you're so cheap and you're watching everything. Yeah, you do that so that you can give yourself flexibility and margin. So that yeah, you might buy a bag that don't make sense. You may take a vacation that don't make sense. You might buy a car that nobody should be driving that. You're right, but I'm gonna drive it and I'm gonna pay cash for it and I'm gonna move on from it.
Right. Right.
But it does give you the time, and that's something. No matter how much money you got, we all have a finite amount of time. And
Yeah.
the time that we do have to spend, I'm not trying to spend it running based off what this guy or this dude who not having a good day want to try to ruin my day and try to keep me stressed out because he mad, he want to make sure
Right.
my job is in jeopardy. I ain't got time for that. Like don't nobody need to live like that. That's unhealthy. It's not another way to live. And we just so happen to be in a country where we have multiple opportunity. It's tough. Now, that's the other thing I would want you to kind of speak to. How hard is it building these streams?
Well, I think my hardest stream yet is my company AuthentiK because it just we're doing pretty much everything. We're accounts receivable, we're customer service, we're helping our clients, we're closing the deals, And also we're hiring coaches to help us, increase our thing. But I think that's my hardest company because it's actually like mine. It's like it's a big deal. We a lot of the people that follow me are in the network marketing industry.
Okay.
And looking for a way out. And I feel like we are basically the answer. So when you are the go-to person for a pain that has been around for a decade,
Right.
kind of have that pressure to make it great. And I'm very grateful for my business partner, Akambi. He's just amazing. But we've had some tough meetings, we've had some tough conversations. And also, having those crucial conversations with your business partner is always a struggle as well. A lot of my streams is just me by myself, which is very simple. I just work with myself. I work with God. I create my time schedule. I'm the one that work with the clients and stuff like that. But with this company, it's me and my business partner. And we have 400 people that are watching. And we also have people that are spying on us. We have people that are threatening
Of
us.
course.
We have people that are
That means you're doing something right.
trying legal stuff to us. We're
Right.
so many different things, but we're still flourishing. We get clients every day, clients every week. And we profited so well on our first night of launch, and we're profiting every single week. And now we're just working on getting the site better. And it's just every single day, just making it better. But I think it's also all about time management. And I'm very good with managing my time. Even now I'm moving from the East Coast to the West Coast. So figuring out time zones there.
Right.
About time management. I'm going to have office hours for my business, and those are the hours that I'm going to focus on growing my streams, probably like 10 to 3, 10 to 2. And then also live my life, and travel the world and spend time with my spouse and my family and my friends. I think it's really important to just have that balance. And anytime that I feel overwhelmed, I know exactly what I need to do to slow down, to speed up with everything that I do. Slow down to speed up. The cool thing too is that I have a business owner eye. So if I feel like, okay, I need a little bit more income here, what do I need to do here? What type of marketing strategy do I need to do there? With my newest company, AuthentiK, we already know what we have to do to continue to grow it. I'm also thinking about my next move and, start making moves on that. So it's all about time management, understanding what you want, understanding what the outcome is, and just creating game plans and taking it step by step and not overwhelming yourself to be able to get there. But just having that big picture and that big goal at the end of the tunnel and manifesting and speaking positive words of affirmation and just knowing that you're going to get it done no matter what. So that's really what helps me is time management, being disciplined, and just having that balance.
Now it's tough starting a business. So what would you say to someone who they have an idea, they want to leverage their skills, and they want to start to try to develop and try to get some things going? What would you tell them are some, hey, start off by doing this? Would you get a mentor? I know you mentioned write a game plan down, because the fact is, if you don't know, how is she gonna know?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? I think people skip certain things, be like, I want to start it, but I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, why you didn't ask somebody who's doing it? But I wanted you to kind of speak into it because again, you've been down this road, you're building streams, and there is a method to how you build multiple streams, and then how do you manage it all. And like you said, I do the same thing that you walk through. I ramp it up at certain points, and when I know I'm starting to see the fatigue set in, I got to step back. I set myself up for a couple of weeks, and I step back and I allow things to run. But when you're yourself, until you get employees on, the dream starts and ends with you until you get some more people that can take the dream further. So how do you keep yourself sustainable? But how would you tell someone to start? What are some things you would tell them? Hey, if they start from scratch, they think they have an idea, how would they get started?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I know I mentioned finding a mentor. I believe mentorship is very important. Finding somebody who number one has the skill sets to be able to help you get your idea and monetize it. Find somebody that has that. The second thing is finding somebody who's going to be able to guide you and help you and to do that. The third thing is that right now we're in COVID times, we're in virtual times. So a lot of people are looking into virtual online courses.
Right.
And that's one of my companies. AuthentiK is a virtual online course that teaches men and women in the network marketing industry how to, grow their business online, automate their business to attract leads and clients to be able to develop multiple streams of income. But also we teach them how to, figure out what their talents and their superpowers are to be able to monetize it and automate well. So there's so many courses out there. It's just about figuring out which one works best for you based on what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you want to accomplish. So really finding somebody who is willing to guide you and mentor you to benefit your skills and to benefit their success. And always make sure that mentor sticks with that one area of life. I feel like a lot of people have mentors and they want to mentor them in all areas of life. They want
Girl, let me tell you how to do your marriage too. No, I didn't come here for that.
Yeah, my boyfriend and I always say like no outside influences in our relationship. We've been single for a long time, both of us. We were celibate for a long time, both of us.
Absolutely.
And I think we got it. As long as we got it. People
Right.
advice on our relationship and we're like, yo, we got it. We're doing pretty good. So it's the same thing with mentorship. When I hired my business partner now, he was my social media mentor first.
Nice.
Right. So as I got to know him and I saw results in my own social media, I saw that he also had success in other areas, such as investing and stocks and things like that. So he started to guide me in that. He was connected with different other people as well. So he guided me in that. So I feel like people really need to understand what is it that they really want and have major boundaries in their to be able to attract the right people in their life and know when to say stop or yes, I want this, or when to say no, this is enough.
Exactly.
So important.
No, that's so good because I mean I'm just big on the proponent of I want you to start, but I mean we're in a interconnected world to where you can get the expertise that you lack. if you messed up on money, you can get expertise in it. Anything you want to start a business on, somebody else has that business going. And it's really interesting that's what I think is the biggest interesting thing about the world is there's somebody else doing the business that you want to do and they're good at it. Several other people, mind you.
Right.
But it's still enough room for you to come in and do your business and have enormous success.
Yes.
That's the part that always really just astounds my mind about how this world works, because depending on what you're in, you may do the same business as somebody else, and you may share clients. They may come to you for a specific way you do something. I mean, me and my wife just got the house cleaned today. We've had 15 different cleaners over the last 5 years. You know what I mean? Right. We didn't stick with one. I mean, there might be some. So it's always a reason. It's always a way for your business to flourish and have a way to make money. But I just find that really interesting because, like, there's nothing better. That takes all the risk out of it. Because what you're going to get is when somebody teaches you, a mentor is teaching you, they're teaching you all the mistakes they're made. They're not saying this is what really went well. Yeah, it went well, but hey, I'm doing this because I got hit hard. Like, this is the reason why I do this. So you don't get hit hard. You might want to do it this way. So no, I definitely appreciate that so much. So financially, what are some of the things your financial goals now? I know you mentioned you kind of were saving and paying off debt at the same time. You're traveling, you're moving, have a life transition there. What are some of your goals now as you start to think about 2021? Because what are we in November now? So
crazy. So right now, our biggest focus for AuthentiK, which is my biggest focus and priority right now, is to really grow that company to a 6-figure a month corporation in the next 3 to 6 months. And then eventually our goal is next year is to take that company to the next level. So right now it's called AuthentiK 1.0, which is a very basic tool teaching people mindset and skill set on transitioning their business from offline to online. But then eventually next summer, we want to launch AuthentiK 2.0, where we actually take on clients and we build systems just how we built our own for their businesses and their corporations. So we just want to take it to the next level. And then, so that's with AuthentiK. And then also next summer, my biggest goal is to do a fitness competition next summer, where I'm moving to one of my dream coaches actually lives 10 minutes away. So everything is lining up perfectly. And I really want to grow my fitness corporation to the next level as well. Right now, I just have a couple of personal clients, but eventually I want to be able to have enough credibility where I can create an online corporation and people can go online and take all my fitness courses and the diets and everything that I've learned the past 3 years of in my fitness journey and create that as well.
So
Um,
like your own insanity.
yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
about really growing this company to a six-figure corporation, and then increasing it where we're taking on clients. And then yeah, as in terms of other financial goals, I just want to continue to travel the world. My boyfriend and I are leaving the country in February, praying that the country that we chose opens up soon, because we already booked the Airbnb, so
They gotta open up. Like
open.
we coming.
I already renewed my passport, so
Right.
we gotta
We
open.
coming.
Yeah. So our goal is to really travel the world. I want to document my whole journey on,
Right.
going from celibacy to finding the man of my dreams and creating this dream life, because he's also debt free. He also created multiple streams of income, and we attracted each other. And now we can just do and live life and create the life that we've always dreamed about.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, continuing to keep my expenses low and increase my income, create multiple
Absolutely.
income, and at least have 10 to 15 streams of income before I'm 30 years old, and have multiple six figures a month coming in from multiple streams. That's really my focus.
Nice.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Man,
Yeah.
so I mean, I got me some notes over here for some stuff. No, I definitely appreciate. So one thing I know, number one, we mentioned a lot of your businesses. Guys, I definitely want you to support her. If you're on YouTube, I definitely want you to reach out, support her. I'll definitely link her YouTube channel. So I'm gonna have her send me all the links she want me to get you guys to kind of support on. If it's the IG, the
Yeah.
website, obviously the fitness thing. If that's something you have some goals, Facebook, we're gonna link those in the chat tomorrow so that you guys can kind of take advantage and support it that way. But one thing before we always allow people to go, what would you encourage someone, whether they're in their journey, beginning their journey, single, married, how would you encourage them to pursue this type of financial freedom, or encourage them on their journey through this financial freedom to become that free, but then also with establishing and growing and monetizing their skill set?
Hmm. Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I would encourage people to do is to have courage to just go for it. I think a lot of people think that their life has to be perfect and all the money has to be in the account.
It will never be.
And it's like, no, girl or boy, it does not have to be perfect. You just have to have the courage to take risk and just go for it. So that is my biggest thing, is just understanding what is it that you really want to accomplish. Pray about it, write down the game plan, and start to do your own research, as to what it is that you want to learn to be able to make this come true. A lot of the things that I was researching in quarantine, I manifested that, because the thing is that our minds and our eyes are so powerful. The more
Yeah.
you see things, the more that your mind absorbs all these energies and absorbs all these things that you're watching and seeing. That's exactly what you're going to manifest. During quarantine, I was watching how to create an app, how to create a website, how to create an email list, how to create like my own platform. I was attracting all that, how to do these things on social media. And I attracted a social media coach who attracted all that stuff and manifested a whole company that I was literally studying all throughout quarantine. Um,
Right.
with the fitness coach, I was watching videos nonstop till 6 in the morning of the fitness coach that coach one of my inspirations in the fitness industry. And now I'm going to live 10 minutes away from him, which is insane. Um, so it's just about really making sure that you have your dreams in front of you as to what it is that you want to accomplish. Hire a coach if you need to. There's some coaches that are awesome that are willing to give an hour a week for free. It's just about really manifesting and writing that down and just attracting it and saying that. Praying was a big one. I got very, very close to God during during quarantine and still am. Journaling is so important to me, and having words of affirmation, speaking what you want as if already as if it already is. I am the owner of a six-figure corporation. I am debt free. I am living below my means. I am traveling the world. Instead of, speaking in fear, like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to travel, I don't want to get COVID, I don't know
Right.
who the president is going to be. It's like, no, just speak as if it already is, and just have the faith that God is going to guide you every step of the way to be able to get to your goal, and just
Right.
have faith and courage to just go after it, because you just never know where you will be because you had the courage to go for it.
Yeah.
So that's the last thing, is just living in faith and not in fear. It's
Mm.
very, very important as well.
No, no. I mean, it's so powerful. I mean, what you're saying is so powerful because I don't think people really understand how the mind truly works. Your
Right.
mind takes in
Yeah.
so many images,
Yeah.
so many things every day. And the funny thing is, like the best example, there was a study, obviously, when you're trying to buy a new car and you're searching for this car, all of a sudden you see this car driving everywhere.
Get everywhere, right?
The fact is that car has been doing that.
Yeah.
Like all those cars have been there the whole time.
Yes,
You just
exactly.
focused on it at all. It was
Right.
correct. So,
Oh yeah.
but one thing, when you shift that energy to your income, to your business, to your kids, to your marriage, whatever you shift your income, but especially with money, because you can see the numbers and numbers kind of show you the progress a lot quicker than other things. But
Mm-hmm.
it is kind of interesting how when you put that plan together and you may aim for 10,000, or you may aim for 5,000 a month, and you're working hard, and it incrementally happens. But by the time you may be hitting that 10,000 a month goal or whatever you're trying to do, it would have happened so quick that you're on to the next thing, and you didn't even realize you hit the 10,000. All the things
Yeah.
you're trying
Oh
to,
yeah.
you didn't realize you had already opened up this life of freedom and
Yes.
accessory things in your lifestyle without your knowledge, because you were focused on certain things. Because when you focus on the right thing, everything else that you want comes with it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's really important as far as your mind to really have good, clean power over that, because it is very scientifically proven and data specific that you take in a lot of images, and what your images formulate and what you remember, which is how you start to think, okay, what can I do?
Exactly.
Like, that's why it's important. That why do you think people, say you don't want your kids watching certain things on TV? What you
Yeah.
watching? You know what I mean? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What you train your mind to see
Mm-hmm.
will open the door for your opportunity. And to your other point, yeah, you were sitting there trying to formulate an app, but the fact is, when the student is ready, the teacher and the
Will
resource,
appear.
all that stuff
Yeah.
comes right in. So
Yeah.
I know it. You're right. It is scary. The scary part is, are you afraid to fail? Are you
Right.
afraid that, hey, the first person you try to network marketing, first person you try to approach, they tell you no? Well, good thing is 7 trillion people on the company on in the planet. So I mean, that one person ain't your
Oh, you never know.
ain't the
Yeah.
deciding factor. Right after you leave them, there's 10 more right behind them.
Right.
Eventually,
Right.
yes, it's gonna happen, and before you know it, the majority of what you hear is yes, and less of what you hear is no, because you would have gotten so much confidence. The whole thing about life is confidence, but
Right.
sometimes you got to fake your confidence, and sometimes it's got to be earned. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's true.
But no,
Confidence is
it's
earned.
so
Yeah.
good. I so appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna get Michelle to send me the link so you
Yeah.
guys can support her. Definitely follow her if you're interested in the uh, the workout or any other business, or maybe business opportunities that she has, and maybe she can help you get started on your financial journey while you're trying to get out of debt. I'm pretty sure she would love to do that too. But you're right. Faith, action, work, a plan. It doesn't have to be difficult, but you do have to do all four. And
Right.
three of those don't even take like physical action from
Yes.
you. So,
It just takes stillness and quietness away from the chaos in the world. And
exactly.
a lot of people are afraid to be in stillness. That's why people
Right.
were afraid of quarantine and afraid of lockdown. I thought that was the biggest blessing because I was finally able to just quiet the noise and just like be
Exactly.
in my room and manifest everything that I have today. So
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So good, guys.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you being on the
Oh,
show.
thank you for having me, Jonathan. This was
If you're on
awesome.
YouTube, we're gonna link all
Yeah.
this stuff down below.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. We're gonna make sure we connect you with our information in the description. But you guys, we have Mitchell up next week. Another debt-free story as we get ready to round out the year, and I'm getting prepared for Christmas giveaway. So you guys stay tuned. I definitely appreciate your support. But we're going to help you get there. One way or another, you can be wealthy, you can be debt free, and you can have all the options that we talk about as opportunity. Until next time, you guys.